Hi guys, what is up? It's Travis. Sorry about the mess over here. I'm kind of redoing some stuff in the house and everything is just kind of everywhere. Also, was totally trying to do this off my DSLR. Battery died. Also wanted to hook up the mic. Can't find either of the mics, but I just want to get this video going anyways. But that's besides the point. Today, we're going to be talking about the differences between PSA, PCG, Beckett, while also giving my thoughts possibly on the CGC slabs, since I've gotten a couple of those through different mystery boxes and whatnot over the years. But this is kind of like mostly about the grading process and the experience and everything that I've had through each of these three companies. So let's just get right into it. So first off, when I first started collecting and sending stuff off, I was sending off to PSA. So everyone knows that PSA is one of the biggest grading companies in the world right now. Like at the time of this video, there are 11 million backlogged cards that they're still waiting to process through. So these are the slabs. In case you haven't noticed, this is one particularly. I have a Genzo Gem Mint 10. One of my favorite cards that I have, and the fact I got a 10, it was amazing of it. I think I have a couple of them. Every time I would get a Genzo in, I would send it off just because it was a good thing. So I'm gonna go through my experiences with them 2 different times. I've probably made 5 or 6 different orders with them. With the first, every time I send cards off to get graded, since I don't know what's expected with them, I only send off like 5 or 6 at a time. So the first time that I went off and sent stuff to PSA, at the time pricing was $15 per card for bulk, and value submissions, which is like the single cards that you send in that aren't bulk and not being through Collectors Club, were $25 a card. And then, so I made a whole little thing over here just to kind of get the notes going. So for my very first submission, I sent it on June 19th, 2024. They shipped back the cards to me July 12th, 2024. So that was right around the 30 business days that they were advertising. It was between 30 to 45 business days when I sent it. So then when we move forward to the first big giant submission I sent, I submitted February 18th of 2025. They shipped it back June 12th, 2025. And those of you who don't know, I was doing a convention at the time where one of the things I was going to do was be selling a lot of slab cards, mostly from that set. We did a whole big grade reveal video of it. So that submission took significantly longer. And during that time, bulk pricing also increased to $17.99 a card, which is crazy because if I would have submitted the cards in like literally a week or 2 beforehand, I still would have been grandfathered in on that $14.99 a card. But at that point, they shipped it up. And the one thing PSA recently added that I do enjoy is that they make it to where you can hide the grades. Because one time I clicked on it, boom, just went to go get my tracking number for the order and my grades were right there out in the open. Now they have it where you can hide it. So that's pretty sick. But the one thing that I do like, which also we'll get into this with the other companies, is they do have a progress tracker. It tells you what date it went into what portion of the grading process. So even though they have longer turnaround times, you still feel like you're being updated every step of the way. So overall, they're the industry leader in grading, strong resale value, reliable grading, but longer turnaround time, increasing prices have definitely been noticeable. It's one reason why I do not really care to go with PSA right now, just because like I feel like the long-standing customers should have some sort of priority in a way. Not everybody per se, like for sure Collectors Club, because when I was in Collectors Club, I feel like the service was still going, or was starting to go downhill. There wasn't enough to keep me wanting to stay in. So basically when my year was up, I quit the Collectors Club, because whenever I joined, they said, oh, we're gonna have like quarterly Pokemon grading specials where they're gonna do Pokemon cards for X amount, or like for X amount of dollars, whatever, even though it was like basically a semi-bulk situation. But the thing is, they weren't doing that, and with the turnaround times going up and the pricing going up, I just felt like it wasn't worth it anymore. So now let's get into PCG. I actually sent this in after Beckett and got it quicker. They're advertising 4 to 6 weeks currently for grading. So on this order, I submitted 7 cards on April 10th. I got the cards back June 2nd. So that turnaround was incredibly fast. Like PSA, they also allow you to hide your grades until you're ready to reveal them. One feature I really appreciated was the transparency throughout the grading process. Their progress bar was updated almost daily, so I always knew exactly where my cards were. Now, the one thing that I did notice is they told me when they got it. They told me when it was being graded. But then after that, it just seemed like with a snap of a finger, like when I was checking every day. So just the one day it said grading, the next day it was like going through quality check number 2. They already labeled, slabbed everything up. So they got through that process extremely quick. So I was like, that's super wild. And I sent them a couple emails, not about where my order was at exactly. It was just about some other stuff, and they were really quick with emailing me back. So it definitely seems like they have a really good customer support team to back up everything that was going on with them. So that was really appreciative, because as a collector, like, one thing is you're worried every aspect from when the cards leave your possession till when you get them back. You're like, I hope nothing happens with my cards, and everything came back fine. I was actually really surprised with the grades. The one thing I will probably do the next time I send them off before I do is I'm going to do digital scanning of all the cards and run it through the grading app just to see like what type of grades we can try to expect from them, because on my app it does everything from Beckett, tag, PSA. So it would be interesting to do a digital scan on that, see what they say that it should be from those grading companies, and then see what comes back with that. I'm definitely going to send some more stuff off pretty soon. Customer service is on point. So now let's get to Beckett, which everyone who saw my video last week knows how I kind of feel about that one. But we're going to get more into it. I actually don't have the slab, so I'm going to put this clip right here. Literally just pulled this out, and there's damage at the bottom of the slab. Like, what the fuck, Beckett? That happened, and I wasn't really thrilled with that. So anyways, back to the submission. I submitted the cards on February 20th, 2026, so about, a month and a half, 2 months before the PCG order. The following business day, I received an email stating my submission had entered the grading stage, or had entered their advertised 75 business day turnaround. Basically, they sent me an email and said, hey, tomorrow your turnaround time begins, which they were advertising 75 business days. My cards didn't actually ship out to July 8th. That's roughly 98 business days from the beginning of the turnaround window. And my biggest issue with Beckett was communication. They only sent me 2 emails altogether throughout this, besides the one about the turnaround. They sent me one about the cards being in the grading queue, and then they sent me one saying the grading had been completed. After that, it took them a month to ship my cards out. Like, I know they had to label and slab them up, but usually that only takes a week or so through any other grading company. So I was just really in the dark. I was trying to send out emails. I was on the contact form. I was hitting them up on Twitter. I could not get any response whatsoever. Finally, whenever they finally had the label printed out and put it on my Beckett order page, then magically I got a response from Twitter. I'm like, come on, guys. I'm giving you guys money to go check out or to do my stuff, and you guys cannot communicate with me. Like, so that was a big turnoff. That was probably more of a turnoff than the turnaround time. Like, I know that they're really strict with grading and whatnot, but so it's going to take them a little longer to grade. But the no communication and no transparency is a big turn on for me. But at the end of the day, each company has its strengths. PSA is still the king when it comes to resale value and market recognition. Beckett still carries prestige, especially for high-end collectors. But based purely on my personal experience, PCG has honestly impressed me the most. The customer service was outstanding. The communication was excellent. The turnaround time was incredibly fast. The slabs themselves feel premium and look fantastic. The addition of subgrades is another nice bonus. I genuinely believe that if they continue on the path they're on, they'll become one of the top tier grading companies within the next few years, which I've been saying this for the last month since I've had these cards. My thing is people are like, oh, well, it comes with Beckett and PSA for value and everything right now. Otherwise, people are flocking to Tag. Tag has been a grading company since 2015. They recently, within the last couple of years, came out as a legit grader where everyone's like, oh, good value with this. I feel like PCG can get that same way too if we keep going through them and pushing them. So I'm going to keep pushing PCG and whatnot. So I'm going to kind of show you guys some of these slabs right here. So obviously this is a PSA Gem Mint 10. I fell. PSA Gem Mint 10. Genzo. I can take this and scan it, but I can probably just... The one thing that I will say that I like that PSA does is they give you the digital scans when they're done. I have to basically do digital scans of all this. So here's my Charizard PSA 8.5 from Beckett, just to compare that. And then here's the PCG Mega Gardevoir. This is the Gem Mint 9.5, 9.5. So see, I like the way that these the PCG label looks compared to the other ones. Like, of course, PSA is recognizable, but it's just so bland. Beckett's is okay. I mean, but I like these metal engraved labels from PCG. Because obviously they said that if you have a flawless 10, it's a 24 karat gold thing. But I did mention that I had some CGC here. I got these off of Mystery Slabs. They have two different kinds on here, which is crazy. But also the thing is, on the back, one of them has the code. One of them just has the QR code. So I would prefer having the cert code on it, just because, I mean, like this one has a cert code on the front. So I guess the difference is one of them has the QR code with the cert code on the back. One of them has the cert code on the front, the QR code only on the back. I don't know what the difference is. These are all Mystery Slabs. They're also for sale if anybody wants them. It's got old pricing on it from the convention. But one more thing that I'm going to note on this video is if you live in the Houston, Texas area, I plan on eventually partnering with a shop to where you guys can come in and look at a couple of these PCG slabs that I have. I've got 7 cards, right? I'm thinking about partnering up with the shop, doing a submission event in store where I come in, you submit your cards through me, I will send them off to PCG, update everybody via the Discord server on every aspect of it, and then we will meet back at the shop and do a big grade reveal video, or we're going to shoot the reveal video like we would normally do with everybody who wants to be there in attendance. Anybody who doesn't or can't make it to that taping, basically will just come pick up your cards on another date. Either from me, we'll meet up somewhere, or I can have them sitting for you at the shop, whichever works. I have one shop in mind I'm going to do it at, but we're just waiting on something. But until I figure that out, I'm not going to say too much just yet on that. We'll make another video and talk about it on the Discord of when and where we're going to do it. Till then, stay tuned, and I hope you guys found this video really informative, and I hope to see you guys next time. We do have some good content coming up. I've got a brand new booster box of Pitch Black coming in that we're going to be ripping open, and then also I secured 2 ETBs for the Pokemon 30th anniversary. So we got some good stuff coming. It's just a matter of when it gets here. Thank you guys so much.